8 days and counting now before the deadline for the former President Donald Trump and 18 others to turn themselves in to authorities right here in Fulton County.
And right here they all are. So they're charged in an alleged conspiracy to try to overturn Georgia's 2020 election results. Atlanta News First reporter Rebecca Schramm is live for us at the Fulton County Jail. And Rebecca, any sign yet of any of those defendants?
Not yet, Don and Joy. I want to tell you because right now authorities are keeping us away from the main entrance, the public entrance. But I want to show you where we are. We're at the side entrance of the Fulton County Jail. This is where you come in if you're already handcuffed, you're in the back of a patrol car. But because this part of the jail is shielded from the public, it could be where former President Trump enters the jail with his Secret Service detail if he's indeed processed here, as the sheriff says he'll be.
Well, thank you very much. Great honor to be with you.
As attorneys for former President Donald Trump work to arrange his surrender on charges in the Fulton County racketeering case, District Attorney Fani Willis has informed the court when she would like to try the case. March 4th is the date she listed in a court filing. That's the week before Georgia's presidential primary and one day before Super Tuesday, when voters in more than a dozen states, including California and Texas, will go to the polls. Meanwhile, panelists on CNN noted that Trump continues to dominate in polling that asks Republican voters who their 2024 presidential nominee should be.
I don't know how any of them, whether it's DeSantis or Tim Scott or anybody else, are going to get near Donald Trump. If you look at all the surveys nationally, he's at 50 or just above. Even in Iowa, where I think DeSantis is better than he is in the national polls, Trump's still well over 40.
Which has some political observers wondering if Trump will bother to debate the other Republican candidates.
Why? Like what value, inherent political value is there when you're beating everybody by 40 points to sit up there and just get bludgeoned by Chris Christie and everybody else?
And as for when the 19 defendants, including Mr. Trump, are arraigned here in Georgia, well, the DA has requested that take place the week of September 5th. Live at the Fulton County Jail, Rebecca Schramm, Atlanta News First.